Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by reminding you of one simple truth. Nothing can stop you when you have a strong mindset. The power of understanding your why is often underestimated. Many people go through life reacting to circumstances without ever truly understanding why they do what they do. It's easy to get caught up in the motions, focusing on tasks, deadlines, and immediate results. However, when you deeply understand your purpose, it transforms everything. Your why is the foundation on which everything else is built. It's the reason you wake up each morning, the fuel that drives you through both the successes and the failures. A clear understanding of why you're doing something doesn't just help you stay motivated, it provides you with direction. It acts as a compass, helping you make decisions, prioritize actions, and align yourself with your true goals. Without a sense of purpose, even the most promising opportunities can feel empty. When you are connected to your why, it becomes easier to navigate challenges. The inevitable setbacks, rejections, and difficult days will still come, but they no longer have the same power to derail you. With a clear sense of purpose, you see these obstacles as part of the process, not as roadblocks that define you. You develop an inner resilience because your why is always pulling you forward, reminding you that each struggle is a step closer to fulfilling something far greater than the temporary pain. Understanding your why also creates authenticity. In a world that constantly pushes us to conform to external expectations, being rooted in your purpose gives you the courage to stand firm in your own values. It helps you filter out the noise and stay true to what really matters. When you know why you're doing something, you stop worrying about what others think and begin to act from a place of conviction. Furthermore, knowing your why strengthens your commitment. It's easy to quit or take shortcuts when you don't see the bigger picture. But when your purpose is clear, quitting is not an option. Every decision you make, every sacrifice you endure is connected to that deeper purpose. It's no longer about immediate gratification or temporary relief. It's about building something with lasting meaning. Your why becomes the reason you keep going when everything else seems to fall apart. Ultimately, the power of why goes beyond personal motivation. It has a ripple effect that influences those around you. When people see your conviction and sense of purpose, they are inspired. They want to know your why because it speaks to something within them, a deeper desire for meaning and fulfillment in their own lives. When you lead with purpose, you don't just elevate yourself, you elevate those who walk beside you. Your mindset shapes the way you experience life, the way you approach problems, and the way you view opportunities. It's not just about what you think, it's about how you interpret the world around you and respond to it. The lens through which you perceive reality determines your actions, your emotions, and ultimately your success. If you believe that challenges are insurmountable, then every obstacle you encounter will feel like a setback. If you believe that every setback is simply an opportunity to grow, then you will approach adversity with resilience and a sense of curiosity, eager to learn and adapt. The way you view yourself and your capabilities plays a huge role in shaping your reality. If you see yourself as capable, intelligent, and resourceful, you'll approach challenges with confidence, knowing that you have the skills to navigate through them. But if you see yourself as incapable or unworthy, you will likely hesitate, second-guess your decisions, and be paralyzed by fear. Your thoughts become self-fulfilling prophecies. The narrative you create about your abilities and your potential directly impacts the outcomes you achieve. You either rise to the level of your expectations or you fall short of them. When you have a growth mindset, you begin to see the world as a place full of potential and possibility. You view failure not as a personal defeat, but as a part of the process, a necessary step in the journey towards success. Each setback becomes an opportunity to learn, to develop new skills, and to try again with greater wisdom. This perspective frees you from the fear of failure and allows you to approach each challenge with an open mind and a willingness to improve. It's not about avoiding mistakes, it's about making mistakes work for you. In contrast, a fixed mindset traps you in a cycle of limitation. It leads you to believe that your abilities and intelligence are static and that you are either good at something or you are not. With this mindset, you avoid challenges for fear of failing, and when you do encounter failure, you interpret it as a reflection of your inadequacy. This perspective keeps you stuck, unable to break free from the limitations you place on yourself. It's a mindset that tells you that growth is not possible, and it keeps you from reaching your full potential. The stories we tell ourselves have a profound impact on our reality. When you tell yourself that something is impossible, you are unconsciously limiting your own potential. But when you reframe the narrative and tell yourself that challenges are stepping stones to growth, you begin to transform your reality. You shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you focus on what you can create, what you can learn, and what is possible. You begin to see opportunities where others only see roadblocks. This mindset shapes not just your personal experience, but the way others perceive you. When you approach the world with confidence, optimism, and a belief that you are capable of overcoming anything, you project an energy that others can sense. People are drawn to that mindset. They see it as a sign of leadership, of someone who can inspire others to take action and achieve greatness. Being the way you think about yourself and your potential impacts not just your actions, but the way others interact with you and the opportunities they present to you. Your mindset is also a powerful force in determining how you handle stress, setbacks, and adversity. In life, challenges are inevitable. How you respond to them, whether you see them as obstacles or as opportunities for growth, will shape the course of your life. When you approach difficulties with a positive mindset, you are better able to manage stress, stay focused, and persevere through tough times. But when you let negative thinking take over, you become overwhelmed, anxious, and reactive. The difference lies in the way you frame each situation and how you choose to react to it. Mindset isn't just a passive state of being, it's an active force that shapes the way you engage with the world. A mindset of abundance leads you to believe that there is always more to be learned, more to be discovered, and more to be achieved. You become curious and open to new experiences, knowing that each step forward, no matter how small, adds to your growth. A mindset of scarcity, on the other hand, convinces you that there's not enough to go around. It leads to fear, competition, and hesitation. When you operate from a mindset of abundance, you find that doors begin to open, that opportunities become more apparent, and that you have the courage to take risks and go after what you want. Resilience is the ability to recover quickly from difficulties, but it is more than just bouncing back. It's about enduring hardships with a sense of strength and determination that allows you to press forward, even in the face of adversity. Resilience is not a trait that you are born with. It is something that you build over time, often through the challenges you face. When life throws setbacks, failures, or unexpected obstacles your way, your resilience determines how you respond, how you rise, and how you continue to move toward your goals. Resilience is forged through struggle. It doesn't come from a life free of pain or hardship. It grows in response to the challenges you face. Every time you encounter adversity, you are given the opportunity to strengthen your resilience. It is through adversity that you learn how to cope, how to adapt, and how to remain steadfast. This means that every difficulty is not an obstacle, but a chance to build your emotional and mental fortitude. The stronger your resilience, the better you are equipped to face whatever life throws at you, whether it's personal, professional, or emotional hardship. Resilient people do not avoid pain, fear, or failure. They face it head on, knowing that these experiences are part of the process. They understand that failure is not a sign of weakness, but an inevitable part of growth. Every failure teaches them something valuable. Every setback gives them a new perspective. They use each difficulty as a building block, and in doing so, they grow more capable of handling future challenges. So, the ability to adapt and learn from failure rather than be defeated by it is a key aspect of resilience. It allows you to keep going when others might give up. Adversity, however, does not always come in a form that's easy to recognize or measure. Sometimes it arrives subtly through stress, doubt, or fear that builds over time. Resilience is not just about overcoming big challenges, but also about dealing with the small, daily struggles that test your mental and emotional limits. It's about pushing through when the days feel heavy, when things aren't going the way you want them to, and when the odds feel stacked against you. In these moments, resilience isn't about grand gestures. It's about showing up, taking one step at a time, and continuing to push forward, even when it feels exhausting. A resilient mindset also requires an ability to stay flexible. Life is unpredictable, and things do not always go as planned. The path you thought you'd take may not always be available, and you may find yourself facing detours you didn't expect. But resilient people don't see detours as dead ends. They see them as new paths. Flexibility is a key part of resilience because it allows you to adapt to changing circumstances without losing sight of your goals. It allows you to remain steadfast even if the journey takes longer or requires a different approach. Resilience also has a deep connection to perseverance. It's not enough to endure, you must also persist. You may face multiple obstacles or failures along the way, but what sets resilient individuals apart is their refusal to quit. They don't let setbacks define their progress. Instead, they keep pushing forward, finding solutions and adjusting their strategies when necessary. The power of resilience lies in the ability to keep moving, to keep fighting, and to maintain focus on the end goal, no matter how many times you are knocked down. At times, resilience also involves a sense of hope, a belief that things can and will improve. In the face of adversity, it's easy to lose hope and fall into despair. But resilient people maintain a hopeful outlook, even in the darkest moments. They believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that every storm eventually passes, and that challenges, no matter how difficult. This hope fuels their resilience, helping them to stay motivated and keep moving forward when everything around them seems to be falling apart. Resilience also requires self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things aren't going well or when you feel like you're not making progress fast enough. But resilient people understand the importance of being kind to themselves. They recognize that setbacks are a natural part of life and that they don't need to be perfect to succeed. Self-compassion allows you to be patient with yourself, to accept your imperfections, and to keep going even when you feel like giving up. It is this self-careness that allows resilience to flourish and enables you to overcome adversity with great grace. The power of resilience is rooted in the knowledge that no challenge is insurmountable. While the circumstances may be difficult, your ability to rise above them lies within you. Resilience is not about being immune to hardship. It's about cultivating the strength to face it, learn from it, and move forward with renewed determination. It's about seeing adversity not as a barrier, but as an opportunity for growth, and in doing so, you build a foundation that supports you through the most difficult of times. In life, there are always elements outside of your control, circumstances, the actions of others, and events that seem to unfold regardless of your efforts. However, the key to managing the complexities of life is to focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your reactions, your attitude, and your actions. The more energy you invest in trying to control the uncontrollable, the more frustrated and overwhelmed you will feel. But by directing your attention to what is within your power, you not only feel more grounded, but also become more effective in achieving your goals. Your mindset is one of the most powerful things you can control. You can choose to adopt a positive mindset, one that focuses on opportunities rather than limitations and solutions rather than problems. Even in difficult circumstances, your mental state is something that is entirely within your power. You can decide how you perceive the challenges you face, whether you view them as obstacles that hold you back or as stepping stones that help you grow. The ability to manage your thoughts is foundational to how you respond to external situations. When your mindset is centered on the things you can influence, you gain a sense of control over your internal world, regardless of what is happening externally. Your reactions to situations are also within your control. You cannot control how others behave or what happens in the world around you, but you can always control how you respond. It's easy to react impulsively, especially when emotions are high, but the ability to pause, reflect, and choose a response is a sign of strength. You may feel anger, frustration, or disappointment in response to certain events, but it is entirely within your power to decide whether those emotions will define your actions or whether you will channel them into more constructive responses. When you learn to control your reactions, you take ownership of your emotional well-being and empower yourself to act in ways that are aligned with your values, not just your immediate emotional state. You can also control your actions. While you cannot control every event that comes your way, you can control how you prepare for and respond to those events. You can set goals, create plans, and take consistent steps toward them. Even when obstacles arise, your actions, how you pivot, adapt, and persevere are within your control. It is often not the situation itself that determines your success or failure, but how you choose to approach it. By focusing on what you can do in any given moment, you move yourself toward progress, regardless of the external factors at play. Time is another resource you can control, and how you manage it can significantly impact your success. You cannot stop time, but you can decide how to spend it. Prioritizing what is important, being intentional with your time, and not letting distractions derail you are choices you have every day. When you manage your time effectively, you give yourself the opportunity to focus on the things that truly matter, rather than getting caught up in things outside of your control. By controlling how you use your time, you ensure that you are consistently making progress on your goals, rather than feeling overwhelmed or stagnant. Similarly, your energy is something you can direct. You may not be able to control the energy or attitudes of others, but you have full control over your own. When you focus on positive, constructive energy, you increase your resilience and ability to handle whatever challenges come your way. Negativity and exhaustion drain your resources, but positive energy and enthusiasm help you stay focused, motivated, and productive. You can choose to protect your energy, to conserve it when needed, and to invest it in things that uplift you. By managing your energy, you ensure that it is directed toward the things that matter most to you, helping you stay on course and remain strong in the face of adversity. The decisions you make are another area where control lies entirely with you. Life is a series of choices, and while you may not always have control over the outcomes, you always have control over the decisions that lead to those outcomes. The choices you make today determine the path you walk tomorrow, whether it's how you spend your day, who you spend it with, or how you react to challenges. Each decision plays a role in shaping your future. Even when you face circumstances beyond your control, your decisions, how you navigate those circumstances, are always within your grasp. By making thoughtful, intentional choices, you align yourself with the direction you want to go, rather than being carried along by forces outside of your control. Finally, you can control your attitude. Life is unpredictable and things don't always go as planned. People will disappoint you, things will go wrong, and the unexpected will arise. However, how you view these moments is within your control. You can choose to maintain a positive attitude even in challenging times, or you can choose to dwell in negativity. A positive attitude doesn't mean ignoring difficulties. It means facing them with the belief that you will overcome them. It means choosing to learn from mistakes, embrace setbacks, and find solutions instead of fixating on problems. Your attitude shapes how you approach the world and how the world responds to you. When you maintain a constructive attitude, you find that even difficult situations can lead to personal growth and greater opportunity. By focusing on what you can control, you free yourself from the stress and frustration that come with trying to manage the uncontrollable. It's about making the most of the choices, actions, and perspectives that are within your power. The more you focus on what you can influence, the less overwhelmed you'll feel by external forces, and the more control you'll have over your own life. Belief in progress rather than perfection is the cornerstone of a growth-oriented mindset. Perfection, by its very nature, is elusive and often unattainable. It sets an unrealistic standard that can paralyze progress, leaving people stuck in a cycle of overthinking and hesitation. When you focus on perfection, you become fixated on the idea that every step must be flawless, which can lead to self-doubt and a constant sense of inadequacy. And in contrast, believing in progress allows you to embrace the journey, to understand that each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory in itself. Progress, unlike perfection, is measurable and achievable. It's the acknowledgement that improvement comes over time through consistent effort, learning, and adaptation. You don't need to be perfect to make progress. You just need to be willing to keep moving, even if you stumble along the way. Every failure, mistake, or setback becomes a lesson that propels you toward growth. Progress is about building momentum, adjusting course when necessary, and recognizing that the path to success is not linear. It's about creating small wins that accumulate over time, eventually leading to bigger accomplishments. When you focus on progress, you give yourself permission to be imperfect. You can take risks, try new things, and step outside your comfort zone because you're not paralyzed by the fear of failure. Perfection often creates a fear of making mistakes. But when you focus on progress, you see mistakes as part of the process, not as something to be avoided. The fear of not being perfect can prevent you from taking action, but the belief in progress motivates you to move forward with the understanding that you will learn as you go. It is not about getting everything right from the start. It is about showing up and putting in the work, knowing that each attempt brings you closer to where you want to be. This belief in progress also changes how you view success. Instead of seeing success as a final destination that requires flawless execution, you begin to see it as a continual journey. Each step forward, each challenge faced, and each lesson learned becomes a success in its own right. Progress teaches you to value the process, to appreciate the growth that happens along the way, and to celebrate milestones, no matter how small they may seem. The goal is no longer perfection, but ongoing improvement, the constant refinement of your skills, mindset, and actions. Belief in progress also allows you to approach setbacks with resilience. When you aim for perfection, a setback can feel like a failure, a sign that you're not good enough or capable of succeeding. But when you embrace progress, setbacks are viewed as part of the learning process. They are opportunities to reassess, adapt, and evolve. Progress encourages you to keep going even when things don't go as planned, because you understand that every challenge is a stepping stone that moves you closer to your goals. Each obstacle is not a barrier, but an opportunity to learn something new, to gain experience, and to grow stronger. This mindset shift is also crucial in how you treat others. When you believe in progress, you allow space for others to grow and develop without holding them to impossible standards of perfection. You create an environment where people are encouraged to take risks, to make mistakes, and to learn. This is particularly important in teams or collaborative environments, where growth depends on everyone's ability to contribute and evolve. When progress, rather than perfection, is the focus, the pressure is lifted and the emphasis is placed on continuous improvement rather than flawless execution. Focusing on progress rather than perfection also nurtures self-compassion. When you strive for perfection, it's easy to be harsh on yourself, to focus on what you didn't do right or where you fell short. But when progress is your goal, you begin to practice patience with yourself. You recognize that growth takes time and that you are allowed to make mistakes, to change, and to evolve. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. Progress is a reminder that you are enough as you are, that perfection is not the standard, and that you can always improve no matter where you are starting from. Finally, believing in progress keeps you motivated. Perfection can feel like an unattainable goal, something so far away that it can demotivate you before you even start. But when progress is the goal, every action you take brings you closer to your aspirations. The journey becomes rewarding in itself, as you recognize that each effort counts. By focusing on progress, you give yourself the freedom to keep going, to continue making small improvements, and to feel fulfilled by the process of becoming better. The belief in progress reminds you that the most important thing is not how perfect you are, but how willing you are to keep growing and learning along the way. Fear is often perceived as an uncontrollable force, something that arises spontaneously and seizes hold of us without warning. It can feel like a natural, instinctual response to danger or uncertainty. However, when we examine it more closely, we realize that fear is, in fact, a choice. It's not something that happens to us. It's something that we allow to happen. While it's true that fear can arise as a protective mechanism in response to real threats, it's equally true that much of the fear we experience is self-imposed, rooted in our own perceptions and beliefs about the unknown, about failure, or about what others might think of us. The first step in recognizing that fear is a choice is to understand that it's tied to our thoughts. Fear is often the result of imagining negative outcomes or projecting worst-case scenarios. Our minds tend to catastrophize, creating stories about what might happen based on uncertainty rather than facts. In these moments, we have a choice. We can either buy into these fearful thoughts, allowing them to dominate our actions, or we can challenge them, choosing to focus on possibilities rather than limitations. The fear of something going wrong is real, but it is our choice whether to let that fear dictate our decisions or to face the uncertainty with confidence. And fear is also tied to our perception of control. When we feel that we have no control over a situation, fear often takes root. We become paralyzed by the idea that we cannot influence the outcome, and so we become overwhelmed by anxiety. However, the reality is that while we may not always control the external circumstances, we do control how we respond to them. We have the power to take intentional actions, to gather information, and to make decisions that influence the trajectory of our lives, even when we cannot control everything around us. Fear thrives in the absence of action, and by choosing to act in spite of fear, we take back control and lessen its grip. Another aspect of fear being a choice lies in how we relate to failure. For many, fear is rooted in the fear of failure, of not measuring up, of not being good enough, or of not living up to expectations. Failure becomes something to be avoided at all costs. But failure is not inherently negative. It's a natural part of growth. Every successful person has encountered failure on their journey. When we choose to see failure not as a sign of defeat, but as a learning opportunity, the fear surrounding it diminishes. By reframing failure as a stepping stone rather than an endpoint, we rob fear of its power to hold us back. Fear can also stem from the judgments of others. The desire for approval or the fear of criticism can keep us stuck in a cycle of self-doubt, preventing us from taking bold actions or speaking our truth. In these moments, we have a choice. We can allow the opinions of others to control us, or we can choose to stay true to ourselves, knowing that the approval we seek must come from within. The fear of judgment is often exaggerated, as many of the things we fear others will think are rarely as significant to them as we imagine. By recognizing this, we can choose to focus on our own path, not on the perceptions of others. Additionally, fear often arises from a lack of trust in ourselves. We may fear that we're not capable of handling what comes our way, that we lack the strength or resilience to overcome challenges. But trust in our own abilities is something we can cultivate. Every small victory, every challenge we face is an opportunity to build that trust. By remembering our past successes and recognizing our inner strength, we can choose to move forward with the confidence that we have what it takes to face whatever comes our way. One of the most powerful ways to disempower fear is through action. Fear thrives when we remain passive, when we allow our worries and anxieties to grow unchecked. However, when we choose to act in spite of fear, we begin to break its hold on us. Each step we take, no matter how small, is a declaration that we will not let fear define us. It is in the act of moving forward, despite our fears, that we begin to dissolve them. The more we face fear with action, the more we prove to ourselves that we are capable, resilient, and strong. Fear loses its power when we choose to confront it head-on, one step at a time. Another important aspect is the awareness that fear often arises from our attachment to outcomes. We fear that things won't go the way we hope, and that fear prevents us from even starting. Yet the truth is that we cannot always predict outcomes, and not every result will be exactly as we envision. But this should not stop us from moving forward. When we release our attachment to a specific outcome and instead focus on the process, we take the power away from fear. We understand that no matter what happens, we will gain something valuable from the experience. Whether the outcome is what we expected or not, we will learn, adapt, and continue to grow. Ultimately, fear is a choice because it is a product of how we respond to uncertainty, failure, judgment, and self-doubt. It's something we create in our minds and something we can uncreate with our actions, our mindset, and our belief in ourselves. By choosing to face our fears, to act despite them, and to trust in our ability to navigate challenges, we step into a life that is no longer controlled by fear, but empowered by our own choices. Fear may never completely disappear, but we always have the ability to decide whether it will hold us back or propel us forward. Commitment is the foundation upon which consistency is built. It's the deep, unwavering decision to pursue a goal or maintain a behavior even in the face of challenges, distractions, or setbacks. Without commitment, the effort to remain consistent falters, as motivation alone cannot sustain long-term progress. Motivation can be fleeting, often tied to external circumstances, emotions, or temporary bursts of inspiration, for no reason other than the burst there. But commitment is rooted in a deeper sense of purpose and determination. It's the promise you make to yourself to stay the course, no matter how difficult or tedious the journey may become. Commitment provides clarity and focus, offering a sense of direction even when the path gets difficult. When you are committed, you are less likely to be swayed by short-term obstacles or fleeting discomfort. It's easier to stay consistent when your reasons for doing something are clear and meaningful. This clarity of purpose creates a sense of responsibility and ownership, compelling you to show up every day and do the work, regardless of how you feel. Commitment allows you to prioritize your goals, ensuring that they remain at the forefront of your actions, no matter how much life may try to pull you in different directions. It's through commitment that you build the habit of consistency. When you make a firm commitment to something, you establish a foundation from which actions can grow. Every time you follow through on your commitment, you reinforce the behavior, making it more automatic, more ingrained in your daily routine. Consistency is not about doing something perfectly every time. It's about showing up repeatedly, day in and day out, even when the excitement fades or the immediate results aren't visible. It's the small, steady actions that compound over time to create significant outcomes. And that consistency comes from a commitment to the process, not just the end goal. Commitment also helps you navigate the inevitable moments of doubt or fatigue. It's easy to feel discouraged when progress feels slow or when the path is unclear. In those moments, consistency can feel like an uphill battle. But commitment strengthens your resolve, helping you push through the moments when motivation wanes. Commitment is what keeps you going when the initial enthusiasm fades, reminding you that the effort is still worth it. It's the promise you made to yourself that drives you forward, even when the journey becomes harder than expected. Moreover, commitment breeds accountability. When you commit to something, you are taking ownership of your actions and the consequences that come with them. Whether it's a personal goal or a professional project, your commitment holds you accountable to the promises you make. Accountability, in turn, fuels consistency. Knowing that you have made a commitment to yourself or others creates an internal accountability, helps you stay aligned with your objectives, preventing procrastination or the temptation to take shortcuts. It pushes you to honor your commitments, even when it would be easier to let them slide. As you cultivate consistency through commitment, you also build resilience. The more you commit to something, the more you learn to navigate setbacks, frustrations, and failures along the way. Each obstacle becomes a learning opportunity, and your commitment ensures that you don't abandon the goal in the face of hardship. Instead, you adjust your strategy, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward. This resilience is key to maintaining consistency, as it teaches you that setbacks are not reasons to quit, but opportunities to improve and strengthen your determination. Commitment turns failures into lessons and transforms challenges into stepping stones. Additionally, commitment helps you develop a strong sense of discipline. Discipline is the ability to stay focused on your goals despite distractions or temptations, and it is fueled by commitment. When you are truly committed to something, you don't let fleeting desires or momentary distractions take precedence over your long-term objectives. Commitment allows you to practice self-control, to say no to things that don't serve your purpose, and to stay disciplined in your actions. This discipline is what makes consistency possible. Without commitment, discipline is weak and consistency is harder to maintain. But with commitment, you find the inner strength to stay disciplined even when other options seem more appealing in the short term. Furthermore, commitment enables you to overcome the challenges of uncertainty and fear. In any worthwhile endeavor, uncertainty is inevitable, whether it's starting a new project, changing careers, or pursuing a personal goal. Fear of the unknown often rears its head. Commitment provides the courage to continue even when the future is unclear. It's the confidence that no matter the obstacles, you will remain consistent in your efforts. Fear and uncertainty lose their power when you are anchored in your commitment. You no longer let them dictate your actions or halt your progress, because your commitment is a steadfast force that pushes you forward. As you remain committed, you also develop a deeper sense of trust in yourself. The more consistently you show up for your commitments, the more you build self-confidence. You begin to trust your ability to follow through to meet your goals and to handle whatever challenges come your way. This self-trust is an essential part of consistency because it removes the self-doubt that often disrupts progress. When you are consistent in your actions, you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving what you set out to do. This belief in your own abilities creates a positive feedback loop where your commitment drives consistency and your consistency reinforces your belief in yourself. Ultimately, commitment is what enables consistency to flourish. Without commitment, consistency becomes difficult to achieve. It's the decision to stay the course, no matter the challenges, that allows consistency to become a habit. When you commit to something, you align your actions with your values, your goals, and your purpose, and consistency becomes the natural byproduct of that alignment. Through commitment, you unlock the power of consistency, and in doing so, you create the momentum needed to achieve lasting success. Surrounding yourself with purpose-driven people is one of the most powerful choices you can make for your personal growth and success. The individuals you spend time with have a significant influence on your mindset, behaviors, and aspirations. When you are around people who are deeply aligned with their purpose, who are driven by a sense of meaning and direction, their energy and attitude naturally lift you. Purpose-driven people are not motivated solely by external rewards, but by a deep inner conviction that their actions matter. This type of energy is contagious, and when you spend time with such individuals, it influences your own perspective on life and fuels your drive to live with purpose. Purpose-driven people challenge you to think beyond the surface level, to question your assumptions, and to dig deeper into what truly matters to you. They help you see beyond the mundane distractions and temptations that often pull your focus away from your deeper goals. In their presence, you are reminded that life is not just about chasing fleeting pleasures or superficial success, but about creating a meaningful impact. They encourage you to pursue your own purpose with the same passion and dedication that they bring to their own lives. Their focus and clarity become a mirror for your own journey, helping you find your own sense of direction. Moreover, being around purpose-driven people helps you stay accountable. Purpose is not something you can easily maintain in isolation. When you are surrounded by others who are also working toward meaningful goals, there is a natural sense of accountability that arises. You are more likely to stay committed to your own path when you are in an environment where everyone is striving for something significant. These individuals hold you to a higher standard, not by demanding perfection, but by encouraging you to be consistent, to take risks, and to keep pushing forward in the face of challenges. Their support and encouragement create a community of shared values and goals, which makes it easier to stay focused and committed to your own purpose. Purpose-driven people also help you expand your thinking. They bring fresh perspectives and new ideas, constantly challenging you to think bigger, aim higher, and consider different approaches. When you are around individuals who are deeply invested in their own personal and professional development, they inspire you to do the same. The conversations you have with these people are more than just casual exchanges. They are thought-provoking discussions that encourage growth and exploration. In this environment, you are less likely to settle for the status quo and more likely to push yourself toward greater heights. Additionally, purpose-driven individuals are often more resilient and adaptable, qualities that are essential in overcoming adversity. When faced with setbacks, they don't give up easily because their sense of purpose provides them with the strength to persevere. Their ability to stay focused on their goals even when things get tough is a powerful example for anyone who is lucky enough to witness it. Being around people like this helps you develop your own resilience. You learn from their experiences, their approach to challenges, and their ability to bounce back after failure. Their example teaches you that setbacks are not the end, but just part of the journey toward achieving something meaningful. Furthermore, purpose-driven people often operate from a place of integrity and authenticity. They are guided by strong values, and their decisions and actions reflect this inner alignment. When you surround yourself with individuals who live authentically and who make decisions based on their core values, it becomes easier for you to do the same. Their example shows you how to stay true to your own principles, even in difficult situations. It is through these connections that you develop the courage to be more authentic in your own life, to make choices that are aligned with your deepest values, and to create a life that is not only successful, but fulfilling. Being around purpose-driven people also gives you a sense of community. Life's journey can often feel isolating, especially when you are striving for something big or meaningful. But when you are surrounded by others who are equally focused on their own purposes, you realize that you are not alone in your quest for growth and fulfillment. The support, encouragement, and camaraderie that come from these relationships are invaluable. They remind you that you don't have to carry the weight of your goals on your own. There is a network of like-minded individuals who are willing to lift you up, share their wisdom, and support you through challenges. The power of surrounding yourself with purpose-driven people is that it elevates your own sense of possibility. When you are constantly in the company of individuals who are working toward meaningful goals, who are passionate about their missions, and who are committed to making a positive impact, you can't help but raise your own standards. Their energy becomes your energy. Their determination becomes your determination. The desire to create something purposeful becomes contagious, and it drives you to take action, to pursue your dreams, and to live in alignment with your values. This environment fosters a sense of collaboration, where ideas and resources are shared, and where everyone contributes toward the common goal of making a difference. It is a space where growth is encouraged, and where people genuinely want to see each other succeed. In such an environment, competition gives way to cooperation, and everyone's success becomes a collective achievement. The relationships you build with purpose-driven individuals are not just transactional. They are mutually supportive, creating a foundation for long-term personal and professional growth. Being around people with a clear sense of purpose can transform your own mindset and approach to life. They provide you with a constant reminder that life is about more than just surviving. It's about thriving, growing, and contributing to something greater than yourself. They inspire you to dig deep, to stay focused on your vision, and to pursue your own purpose with unwavering dedication. And as you surround yourself with more of these individuals, you become part of a powerful, purpose-driven community that amplifies the impact you can make in the world. In conclusion, nothing can stop you when you have a strong mindset. It's not about avoiding fear, challenges, or setbacks. It's about how you choose to respond to them. A strong mindset is grounded in clarity, resilience, and commitment. It is the belief that progress is more important than perfection, and that failure is not a roadblock, but a lesson on the path to success. It's a mindset that empowers you to control what you can, embrace the unknown, and trust in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. Surrounding yourself with purpose-driven people magnifies this power. They inspire you, challenge you, and hold you accountable, reminding you that you are capable of more than you think. They elevate your potential, push you to grow, and help you stay committed to your journey, no matter how difficult it may seem. When you adopt a strong mindset, commit to your purpose, and choose to surround yourself with those who share your vision, nothing can stand in your way. Your mindset becomes the driving force that propels you forward, ensuring that every step you take brings you closer to the life you desire.